Hey, Popeye are the latest.
Greetings viewers and subscribers. In today's journey, we are heading towards Glasgow. We are still in the parish of Westmoreland. We are driving in the Western Westmoreland constituency. Now, for many years, Dr. Wickham McNeil, he used to be the Member of Parliament for this constituency. And in terms of road maintenance, Dr. McNeil, he failed miserably. The JLP's Morland Wilson, he's now the Member of Parliament for the area. And so far, Mr. Wilson, you too, you are failing miserably. That little mall patching business there, now go work. We are heading towards Western Hanover, where we must admit, the roads are much better. So, sit back, relax and drive with me. Now, the Refill Caribbean Restaurant at 500A Brixton Road in London, England. Big up on yourself. Clive, Biggs and all the chefs and other staff members, enough respect. We are told that you are tuned in every single day. Look here now, I don't want nobody cuss me. Me know say a whole heap of tune in and day by day we are going to send the big up. But today is the Refill Caribbean Restaurant in Brixton. Today a few day. Big up on yourself. Now, please spread this around. All event promoters, bar owners, bar operators and bartenders in the Savannah Police area, try not to miss this one. The Savannah Police, they are inviting you to a meeting. Now, this meeting will be held on Sunday, June 5th, 2022, starting at 4 p.m. The meeting will be held at the Godfrey Stewart High School. The police, they are saying that you should come out to hear plans that the police have for you. Representatives from the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation will also be there. Come out and let your voice be heard. The police, they are saying that teamwork make the dream work. So, event promoters, bar operators, bar owners, bartenders, don't miss this one. In this first story, we are learning that a house was partially destroyed and a shop was completely destroyed by fire. Early yesterday morning, Friday, May 27th, 2022, about some minutes after 3 o'clock. This took place at Wait a Bit in the parish of Trelawney. Our information is that residents of the area, they saw fire coming from the shop. The police and the fire department, they were contacted. Now, when the fire personnel reached the shop, it was totally engulfed in flames. The house, which is near to the shop, it was also seen on fire. The fire personnel, they were able to stop the house from being totally burnt down. They performed cooling down operation on the shop, which was totally destroyed by fire. Luckily, no one was injured in that fire. But over in Falmouth, an 87-year-old man, he was not so lucky, as he is now battling for life in hospital. Well, at the time we were recording this video, he was still here with us. His name is Mr. Kenneth Downer, and like we said, he is 87 years old. Mr. Downer, he's a retiree and he lives at George's Street in Falmouth in the parish of Trelawney. Our information is that last night, Friday, May 27th, 2022, about 10:30, Mr. Downer, he was at his house. It is said that a candle was being used for lighting when the worst happened. Somehow, the house caught fire. Neighbors, they saw fire coming from the house and they raised an alarm. Mr. Downer, he was seen. The clothing he was wearing, as well as a section of the house, were seen on fire. The neighbors, they got to work and they managed to put out the blaze on both Mr. Downer and the house. The EMS and the police, they were called. Now, when they arrived on the scene, Mr. Downer, he was seen badly burnt. In fact, we are told that he received severe burns to almost 65% of his body. Can you imagine that for a moment? Mr. Downer, he was rushed to the Falmouth Hospital where he was admitted in a serious condition. Sad indeed. Now, that female on your screen, her name is Roshelle Glaze. In June, next month, Roshelle, she would be celebrating her 26th birthday. She was born in June 1996. Now, Roshelle, she is the mother of 3 children. She is originally from St. Elizabeth, but she has been living at West End in Negril for a while now. Roshelle, she was said to be a street girl. Are you picking up? You not pick up? Roshelle, she was said to be a street girl. We are told that if a man friend said, let's go party, Roshelle, she is gone. As long as she's being paid. You're still not picking up? Okay, you're slow then, man. We are told that Roshelle, she left Negril last week Saturday and she went to the parish of St. Anne. That's Saturday, May 21, 2022. Roshelle, she did not return to Negril. We are learning that she was killed on Tuesday, May 24th, 2022. Whoever took out Roshelle, they cut her throat. We are awaiting more details as to exactly what happened, but it is confirmed that Roshelle, she was killed in the parish of St. Anne. Sad indeed. In this next story, we are learning that a police officer and a man who is said to be of an unsound mind, they are both lucky to be alive. This was due to an incident at Ancho district in the Withorn police area in the parish of Westmoreland. We are learning that a man, his name is Marquisa Clark Jr. He lives in the Withorn area. It is said that in recent times, Marquisa, he started acting strange and violent. So, Thursday night, we are told that he used a machete to inflict wounds to at least 2 persons in the area. The 2 persons, they made a report to the police. Early yesterday morning, Friday, May 27th, 2022, the Withorn police, they went in search of him. It is said that he was spotted by the police. He was still armed with the machete. The police, they instructed him to drop the machete, but he refused and used the said machete to chop at the police. We are told that the police who was chopped at, he used his left hand to block the chop that was intended for his head. As a result, the police received a chop wound to his hand. The police, he opened fire at this man. He received gunshot wounds to his left shoulder and his left side. He then dropped the machete. Both he and the police, they were rushed to the Savannah Public Hospital, where both of them were treated. Ah boy. Now, we are learning that a man, he's in his early 30s. He was shot and injured last night, Friday, May 27th, 2022, about 10 o'clock. This took place at Roehampton District, in the Anchovy Police area, in the parish of St. James. Our information is that this man, he was standing at his gate when he was pounced on by hoodlums, armed with guns. The hoodlums, they opened fire at this man. The man, he managed to run off and hid in some bushes. The hoodlums, they then made good their escape. We are told that the man, he received gunshot wounds to his right thigh. The police, they were called and they transported this man to a nearby hospital where he was treated and admitted. The mayhem. So we carried a story on Thursday and we promised to update it. So here goes. That man on your screen, his name is Oneil Rodney. He was popularly known as Price or KILLY P. He was 22 years old and he lived at Darling Street in Savannah in the parish of Westmoreland. But for a while now, he has been staying at Rowan River in the parish of Westmoreland. Now, let me just segue a little bit and you will understand. That photograph on your screen, it was taken at a house in Rowan River. Now, this next photograph on your screen, it was also taken at the same house at Rowan River in Westmoreland. That man on your screen, do you know who he is? Yes, man, that's Odean. He was popularly known as Dardaman. If you have been following this channel for a while, Dardaman, he was shot and killed by the Westmoreland police. Now, listen to this now. The owner for the house where the 2 pictures were taken, that is a photograph of him on your screen. He is popularly known as Shabba. Shabba, he has gone missing for over 2 months now. Word on the street in Rowan River is that Shabba, he used to go around and broke into people's shops and houses. And someone got tired of him, killed him, and dumped his body. So now you realize that the murder stats is not correct, because a lot of persons are killed and their body dumped and not found. So back to the story. I showed you the photograph of the other man for a reason. And the reason is, all these guys, they were good friends. They used to eat out of the same pots. So here is what we are learning. A girl from a different parish came to visit KILLY. So she, KILLY, and another young man who goes by the name Brogard. He's said to be in his mid-20s. They were all in the house when about 1 o'clock, early Thursday morning. Thursday, May 26th, 2022, someone came and knocked on the door. The person called out KILLY by name. Right away, KILLY, he knew who it was, because remember, we told you, they were all friends. KILLY, he got up and went to open the door. As he opened the door, he was shot in his head by one of the 5 hoodlums who were outside. When the girl heard the shots, that's KILLY's girlfriend, she hid herself under the bed. The hoodlums, they entered the house and they shot Brogard in his chest, his head, and his abdomen. Luckily, these hoodlums, they didn't know that the girl was at the house, and luckily, she didn't scream out. Otherwise, she would surely get bullets too. The hoodlums, they then made good their escape. The police were called, and when they went to the scene, they saw Brogard and realized that he was still breathing. They rushed him to a nearby hospital where he was admitted in a serious condition. So the police, they would have thought that only one person was shot. Sometime after, the police received further information. As a result, they returned to the house where KILLY was found. His frightened girlfriend was also found under the bed in the house. And I know, some of you are gonna say, but why is Popeye saying that? Listen to me now. If you go Rowan River right now, everybody knows this. And they knew that she hid under the bed bottom. So it's no secret. Alright? So, KILLY, he died on the spot. Now, do you remember that when the other man was killed by the police, another hoodlum was on the bike with him and he escaped? Well, word on the street is that that hoodlum is one of the 5 hoodlums who carried out this mayhem. There is more coming up. You're going to want to stand by for it. Now, in this next story, this one took place on Thursday, May 26th, 2022, about 4:30 in the afternoon. It took place at the People's Arcade in Montego Bay in the parish of St. James. Our information is that persons in the arcade, they heard loud explosions sounding like gunshots. As a result, the police were called. When the police made checks, a man, he has been identified as Omar Green. He was 29 years old and he was said to be a designer. He lived at Cornwall Courts in the parish of St. James. Omar, he was seen lying on his back in a shop in a pool of his own blood. He had gunshot wounds to his head and his upper body. Apparently, Omar died on the spot. When this crime scene was processed, our information is that 7 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. The mayhem. So let me ask you something. Are the stories so interesting that up until now, you know, click on the like button? Well, if you thought those stories were interesting, you're gonna want to stick around for the last one. But before you listen to the last one, click on the like button. If you are here and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button. As also, hit on the notification bell, then click all, so that whenever we upload a new video, you will be one of the first persons to be notified. Now, in the final story for today, do you remember that man on your screen? You don't? So what you did there? Eh? Well, that man, his name is Isaiah Perry. He's popularly known as Cat. Now, Cat, he was one of Westmoreland's most wanted men. He was captured by the police in Grange on Tuesday, August 4th, 2020, almost 2 years ago. Cat, he was subsequently charged for shooting with intent, arson, and illegal possession of firearm. The incident that he was charged for is in relation to a matter where the allegations are that he went to a house at King Valley in the Grange area. He was said to be armed with an AK-47 rifle and a machete. It is said that Cat, he opened gunfire at the occupants of the house, but they escaped unhurt. It is said that Cat, him then set the house on fire, burned down the house. The owner for that house was a man named Odean Smith. He's popularly known as Blacks or Rasta. He's 31 years old and he's a vendor. He lived at Kings Valley in the Grange area in the parish of Westmoreland. Now, that case, it was tried in December 2021 in the Hanover Circuit Court. Blacks, he went to court and gave evidence against Cat. Cat, he was subsequently found guilty by the courts, and the case, it was put off for Cat to be sentenced. We are not sure why the matter took so long for Cat to be sentenced, but on Thursday, May 26, 2022, Cat, he was brought before the same judge who had found him guilty, and that judge was sitting in the St. Catherine Circuit Court. Cat, he was subsequently sentenced to 15 years in prison. But on Friday, May 27th, 2022, one day after Cat was sentenced, about 8:30 in the early morning, the same man who Cat had shot at and eventually burnt down his house, Odean Smith, popularly known as Blacks or Rasta, he was sitting on his motorcycle along the roadway in the Grange Square when two hoodlums walked up. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, so you think some done? I no beat too, can? You feel so? Well, me not beat no more. But Blacks, he received pure head and upper body lick. And that was it for Blacks. He collapsed and fell backwards over the motorcycle. The hoodlums, they then made good their escape. The police were called, and from all indication, Blacks, he died on the spot. Our information is that when this crime scene was processed, 3 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend about Popeye NewzLynx and PNL Blog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sing, if we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. If we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. I coulda sunshine or rain. Jamaica, no problem, no pain. Rude boy them knock out can't tame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. To the street and the lane. Everybody them start complain. Bloodshed, what a shame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Jamaica, Jamaica, the land of the sun. Jamaica become now the land